Hello and welcome to another video. This is TGH Travels, and today I will be telling you about the second part of my big adventure around the world by using railways, and that is in Poland. And I'll be talking today about the steam engines that I saw, as well as the beautiful stations as we head further east into Europe. So just to recap, if you didn't see my first video, I recommend you watch that so you understand what's happening on this trip. Um, so from London is where we started, and we travelled through Calais in France, and we ended up in Brussels, Belgium, before getting the train to Cologne, and that was the first day. The second day, we went to Berlin and stayed there overnight, and then we are going to head off into Poland. So we crossed the River Oder, which is on the German-Polish border. So once you cross that river, you're into Poland from this particular railway. So a little bit about Poland, just to sort of give a summary. Uh, it's it is a republic, and it is the third republic founded on the 31st of December 1989. It was under the Eastern Bloc, which was a communist sort of influence over certain countries, including Poland, but that is now gone. And it has around 37 million inhabitants. Its official language is Polish. It is a member of the European Union and NATO, and it is considered a gateway to the East. So we'll be talking about two destinations, mainly main destinations, two places that we stayed overnight at, which is Wolsztyn and Krakow. So we're going to start with Wolsztyn. So this is our fourth major stop overall on this trip. So Wolsztyn was originally called Wolsztyn, and it was part of the Prussian Empire until the First World War. So a lot of the borders changed after the First World War, with Austria-Hungary and Germany surrendering, and that opened up a lot of sort of countries being morphed into other countries and countries being born in a way. So this is so yeah, Wolsztyn was not originally part of Poland; it was part of the Prussian Empire. But the talking about the railway, the Wolsztyn to Szczecin line opened in 1886, so quite fairly early on. Not too late, not too early, but yeah, sort of. It's still a pretty old route. It is the only place in Europe to supply standard gauge steam locomotives for regular timetabled services on the national rail network. So this isn't a heritage railway. This is actually people still use these steam locomotives to get to work on these particular routes, which is services to Szczecin, Leszno and Poznan from Wolsztyn. And this is a Class OL49 steam locomotive designed in 1949 for PKP, which is Polish Railways. And as you can see, it has the Polish coat of arms. Now you can roughly tell how old these particular steam locomotives are by looking at the coat of arms here. So before the influence of communism, you would have the coat of arms, which is now what Poland has today, the eagle, which has a crown on its head. On this locomotive, you can see the eagle on the coat of arms, but it has no crown. So you can tell roughly how old these steam locomotives are by looking at whether the eagle has a crown on its head or not. So this is a few more photographs of Wolsztyn. So you can see some of the carriages and the locomotives that were there. And it was, back in the day, quite a thriving hub of steam engine activity. There is still some support for it, but with EU funding, a lot of these locomotives are being withdrawn and being replaced with more modern locomotives, but they're still just about running, to what I recall. If I can move, okay. And here are a few more photographs that I took at the station. And these are some of the wagons that they use, still the old wagons. And here's a lake near our hostel. So we stayed in a motel in Wolsztyn, and there was a lovely lake there and a couple of wildlife to look at, so that was good. Um, it was quite a flat area. It wasn't hilly. It I think in winter it would be a very magical place, and it was pretty in the summer too. I think, but my favorite time to visit steam railways is when it's in winter, where you get that sort of steam effect, and it's quite atmospheric. So the following day, we took a regular train to Krakow, which is further east into Poland. And we took an electric train, and we arrived at the city of Krakow. Here we go. So this is Krakow railway station, and here's us walking around this city, and it was beautiful. I found that the further east we went, the more beautiful the buildings were, in my opinion. Krakow had just had such amazing, beautiful architecture, and as you can see at night, it was just stunning. All the lights, all the colours. It really was. It was something out of that sort of European fantasy fairy tale sort of setting. Really beautiful. So a little bit about Krakow. It's the second largest city in Poland after Warsaw, which is the capital. The population is 804,000, just over that. And it was, in fact, the official capital of Poland until 1596. The old town is classed as a UNESCO heritage site, and I've been to a few UNESCO sites now. It is home to the largest medieval market square in Europe. So I didn't know that. So it was good to know and learn about a few of these things. But yeah, it's Krakow is just rich, full of history and backgrounds, and it's just such a beautiful place. And it was named European Capital of Culture in the year 2000. So funnily enough, the year I was born. And again, a few more photographs of Krakow. So the following day, we left Krakow and we went to a place called Przemysl, and that is on the border with Ukraine. And I'll talk about that in a bit. And that is our train to Przemysl. So this is Przemysl station, and again, the stations just improved at the further east we went. I couldn't believe it. From the sort of classic glass cuboid shaped stations in sort of central Western Europe. And then when you head east, you have these really grand, beautiful stations. And this border station was just beautiful. It really was. And we had some time at this station, so we decided to have a drink in the cafe stroke restaurant. And there's a picture on the right of what it looks like. It looks like it hasn't really changed from when it first opened. So it opened in 1860, and it is a very strategic location for a station because it is right on the border with Poland and Ukraine, and a lot of people travel through this station. In 2022 alone, 500,000 refugees passed through this station after the 2022 large-scale invasion of Ukraine. So a lot of Ukrainians went through this station to get to other parts of Europe, including the UK. And it is a really well-connected station. It connects with many European capitals, including Berlin, Bratislava, which is Slovakia, Budapest, Hungary, Kyiv, Ukraine, Prague, Czechia, Warsaw, Poland, and Vienna, Austria. So it's a very well-connected railway station. and that is where we left Poland and crossed the border into Ukraine, which is why I'll be ending this video now. So thank you for watching. I hope this came out okay. And thank you as well for the support of the first video. I was blown away by the support for that, so thank you. And I would love to continue this journey again with you guys talking about Ukraine in the next video. So thank you so much for watching. This is TGH Travels signing off.